Hello everybody and welcome to this week's tutorial. Huge apologies that it's late, but I have been really poorly, so I couldn't get it filmed yesterday. So I've had so many people asking me to do a tutorial for my shawl. This shawl is lovely, and although it looks really complicated, it is actually really easy, and it's just a 2-row repeat. So for this shawl, I used sheep's ears, however you say it. I can't say it because I'm not Dutch. Whirl. But for the tutorial, I'm going to be showing you in DK because sheep's ears whirl is actually 4-ply. So it is quite thin and it doesn't show up very well on camera. So I am going to be doing the tutorial with Robin DK. But when you do yours, if you want to use sheep's ears, I will put some links on where you can get it. If you're in the UK, Sam at Glitter Paper Scissors has a lovely, amazing site, and she's got lots and lots of whirls on there. And there is also a discount code, which I will pop in the description box below. And if you are on Crochet Beginners group, if you look on the announcements section, we have a whole page of discount codes for you. But yeah, I will put Sam's discount code for Crochet Beginners group, and you can grab yourself a whirl. So just grab some DK and a 4mm or 5mm hook. When I did this, I used a 3, and let's start crocheting. So for this tutorial, as I said, you're going to need some DK yarn. I've just got some Robin DK here. You will need a corresponding yarn hook. So this one is G or 4mm, and it is Clover Amour, and I absolutely love it. And you will also need your scissors or your yarn cutter. Now these are brilliant. I will leave the link below where you can get them. They're like pendants that cut, so you can even take them on flights. They're really handy to have if you are going on holiday or just for anywhere really. So if you want to grab your bits, grab a cup of tea, maybe some chocolate digestives, because who doesn't like a chocolate digestive, and we shall start crocheting. So we're going to start our shawl as per usual with a slip knot. If you're not sure how to do a slip knot, I will link my video for a slip knot in the cards section above. I'm going to be prepared today, and I'm going to get lots of yarn out because I end up having to pause to get yarn. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by chaining 6. So yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a treble crochet, that's a double if you're in the US, into our very first chain space. So just down here by the knot, so yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to treble again back into that same space. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to double treble, or treble if you're in the US. So you want to do your yarn over twice, insert your hook back into that same space that we've been working in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. You should have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, you should have 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2. And that is our first round complete. So for the next row, we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work, and into this very first space just here, we're going to do a double crochet. So if you're in the US, this is a single crochet, so just into there. And then into the actual space into here, we're going to do 7 trebles or doubles if you're in the US. So yarn over, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that is one shell done. Now we need to anchor our shell down, so we need to move on and find the 3rd stitch of our chains. So the 2nd stitch, 1, 2, 3. So we're just going to double crochet or single crochet if you're in the US into that middle chain, and that is one shell. Then we're going to move on to this space here, and we're going to do 7 trebles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now we need to anchor this shell down. So what you want to do is find your 5th chain. Don't forget to count this one here. So your 5th chain from the start, and don't forget we worked into this one. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. You might have to move your stitches up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're just gonna double crochet or single if you're in the US into that chain, and that is what your work should look like. So let's move on to the next round. So moving on to the next round, we're going to start off by chaining 6. So this is the V-stitch round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to turn our work over and down into this very first stitch here, we're just going to do a treble. So yarn over, insert your hook. So this is a double if you're in the US. To create that V. Now what we're going to do, if I can get some more yarn, I knew this was going to happen, is we're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to skip over this shell here, the first shell, and we're going to work a V-stitch into our double crochet or single crochet from the round before. So you want to yarn over, insert your hook. So we want to do a treble, chain 1 and another treble, and this gives us a V-stitch. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do another V-stitch into the same place where we worked our first V-stitch. So 1 treble, chain 1, and 1 treble. So that, move my hook out the way, is what your work should look like. Then we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you want to find the double crochet from the end of this row, and we're going to treble into that double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do a double treble, or a treble if you're in the US. So yarn over twice, go back down into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And that is our V-stitch round complete. So we've done our V-stitch round, and we're going to go back to a shell round. So you want to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to double crochet or single crochet into this very first stitch here, and then into the space here, that first space, we're going to do 7 trebles or doubles if you're in the US. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Don't be afraid to move your shells up if it's getting a bit cramped in that space. Now what we're going to do is we want to anchor these chains to this shell. So you need to find the 4th shell, so the 4th treble of the shell. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we're going to do is we're going to double crochet or single if you are in the US into that 4th treble of the shell. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So into here you want to pop your hook, and as you can see it just goes over that from those chains from before, and it just anchors that shell. Then we're going to move on to this space here, so we're going to skip all these chains and we're going to do 7 trebles into the next space along. So 1, she says. Start again. I do apologise. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we want to anchor this shell, and we're gonna single crochet if you're in the US, or double crochet into the 3rd chain along, so just into that middle chain there. We are going to double crochet or single if you're in the US. And that is that side complete. And we're going to do the same over this side. So we're just going to do 7 trebles into this space here. 1, 2. I can't crochet on a table, honestly. I need my yarn bowl. I should have got my yarn bowl. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we want to anchor this shell, working over those chains from the round before. 1, 2, 3, 4. So find your 4th treble from that shell and double crochet. And now we're going to move on to this space here. So you want to do 7 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to double crochet into that 5th chain along. So you might have to move your work across. So just into here. And this is what, let me move that bit out of the way. So this here is going to be the point of our shawl, if you can see. And this is going to be sort of along the neckline. So the next round is a V-stitch round, so let's move on. So now we are back on a V-stitch round. As I said, this pattern is a 2-row repeat. So you do 1 row, we'll call 1 row row 1, and then you do row 2, and then you repeat row 1 and row 2, row 1 and row 2. So if you ever see like a 2-round, 3-round repeat, that's what it means. So this is a V-stitch round, so we're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to turn our work and we're going to do a treble crochet into that very first stitch at the bottom, or double if you are in the US, to make a V. Then we're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to find that double crochet from the previous round where we anchored our shell into the row below, and we're going to do 1 V-stitch, so 1 treble, chain 1 and another treble. Then you want to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and because we're at the middle, so where our point is going to be, we're going to do 2 V-stitches, and those 2 V-stitches are going to be separated by chain 3. So we want to go into that double just there, chain 1, do another treble. Now as this is the middle, it's the double V, so we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do another V-stitch. So 1 treble, chain 1 and 1 treble. And we're going to come down this other side, so you want to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to miss this shell here, find our double from the previous row and V-stitch into that double. So 1 treble, chain 1, 1 treble. Then we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to find that double crochet from the previous round. We're going to treble crochet, chain 1, and because this is our last stitch, we're going to double treble, or treble if you're in the US. 1, 2, 3. That is that round complete, and this is what your work should look like. So if you see, this is where we do our increase of the shawl. So the point here always has 2 V-stitches separated by 3 chains. So let's move on to the next round. So our next round is a shell stitch round, so you want to chain 1 and turn, and we're just going to double crochet into that very first stitch there, and then into this space here we're going to do 7 trebles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then like we did in the round before, we're going to find our 4th treble of the shell round, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're just going to double crochet into that to anchor that chain down and anchor that shell, and then we're going to move on to our next space here and do 7 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then you want to find your 4th treble from the shell round. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just double crochet into that one. So we're now at the point of our shawl. So you want to do 7 trebles into this spot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you want to find your 2nd chain. So 1, 2, and we're gonna double into there, and then we're going to move on to this space here and do 7 trebles. 1, 2, 3, sorry, my yarn is driving me slightly crackers. 4, 5, 6, 7, and then find your 4th treble from that shell. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to double into the top of that. Then we're going to move on to our next V-stitch and do 7 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then find that 4th treble. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just double or single crochet into that one. Let me get some more yarn. And then we're going to move on to this last space here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then we're just going to double crochet into that one there, and that is that row complete. So what you want to do now is just repeat the V-stitch round and then repeat a shell round until your shawl gets to the size that you want it to be. You can change colours every few rows, but the brilliant thing about the sheepshear's wool is that it's got a gradual colour change in it, and it is so pretty. That's why it works so amazingly well for this shawl. If you can see, it just gradually changes colour. I definitely do think that this yarn is the best for this shawl. I mean, you're more than welcome to make it out of another yarn, but obviously it comes up quite chunky, whereas this is like really beautiful and delicate. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Apologies again that it was late. Don't forget you can find me on Instagram and on WordPress, and I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell for you will get notified when I upload a new video. I will be back on Sunday for New Stitch Sunday, and here at Crochet Beginners Group we would love it if you could check out our merchandise store. All the money is going to charity. There's lots of lovely Crochet Beginners Group items that you can buy. There's tote bags, there's mugs, there's hoodies, there's t-shirts, stickers, lots and lots of lovely things, and as I said, all the profits are going to charity. I will leave the link in the description box below. I will also leave the link to Sam's shop and the discount code, and I will also put where you can get sheeches if you are not in the UK, or if you are in the UK and prefer to use Amazon, but don't forget you won't get Sam's discount on Amazon. So thank you once again, and I will see you soon for another crochet tutorial. Thank you.